So far you've seen the fake trees, alright? So in this video, let's have a look at the real trees. So let me turn on the tree layers, and here we already have two trees. Let's have a look at these trees. So we have one tall tree and one shorter tree. These trees were procedurally generated using my tree generator, right? These are the node graph to generate the trees. Now, if we scatter these trees onto the landscape, it's gonna completely destroy the viewport because these trees are high poly trees, alright? Let's have a look at the faces. This one has over 400,000 faces, and this one as well, alright? So we can't just scatter these trees on the landscape. We need to optimize the viewport a little bit. So we have to select these trees and go to the viewport display, and in the display as, we can select display as bounds. Alright, so we have the two trees like this. Let's go ahead and scatter the two trees onto the landscape. So let's go ahead and pull in the quick tree scatter node. There we go. And next we can pull in the collection, separate children and reset children. Okay, and we can connect this into the instances like so. And you see we have a bit of trees. So let's increase the density to something higher. Now, this density is relative to the size of your landscape. So if you have like a bigger landscape, then you might want to increase the density. I set it up this way so that you don't accidentally freeze your computer by having too many trees on a big landscape. So let's try something like this. Maybe some more. There we go. So you see the trees are kind of avoiding certain areas. And that's where the conditioning come into play. So we have the dirt condition, the slope condition, flow condition, water condition, and the camera culling. So let's go ahead and have a look at these conditions. We have the dirt condition, which means the dirt requirement for the trees to grow. We can set this to 0 to have no dirt requirement whatsoever. The trees are gonna grow everywhere. And next we have the max dirt. This is the maximum amount of dirt that will allow the tree to grow. But we can set this to 0 to ignore this parameter. So now the trees are growing pretty much everywhere. Let's have a look at the render. And I think we have a little too many trees. Let's have a closer look. I think we have a little too many trees, so let's go ahead and reduce the number of trees a little bit. That's better, but yeah, I think we still have a little too many trees, so let's lower the number a little more. That's better. Alright, that's better. So let's set some dirt condition again. We will require at least 1 meter of dirt for the trees to grow, and let's have no max dirt condition. Next, let's have a look at the slope condition. So currently we don't have any minimum slope condition because the trees can pretty much grow on flat regions, but we have a max slope condition right here. And currently the trees are allowed to grow on a maximum slope of 37 degrees. Let's lower this to 25 to get rid of some trees growing on the steep slopes. Next, let's have a look at the flow condition. Let's have no minimum flow condition. There we go. Let's have a look. Alright, I think we need to set up some maximum flow condition because we don't want trees to grow in the rivers, right? So let's say 0.15. Alright, we have some flow right here. Let's have a look at the render. So you see the trees are avoiding the flow, but we need to get rid of some more. So let's set this to 0.1 and let's have a look from the top. So you see the trees are avoiding the flow. Currently we don't have any water in the scene, so this doesn't matter at all. So we're gonna just ignore that. And if you want to optimize your viewport, you can turn this on to display the trees as point cloud. You can view the density of the trees using this, but this is not going to work in the viewport render. You will have something like this. Let's increase the scale of the points a little bit to something like 2.5. Okay. Now, as you can see, the trees are growing on the entire landscape. But most cases, you probably don't want this. You might want to limit the tree scatter to the camera view only. In that case, we have these camera culling parameters. Using these parameters, you can limit the tree scattering to the camera view. And let me rotate the camera. Let's have a look at the render. You see, it's very nice. You can't tell that outside here there is no trees whatsoever. And you can configure the camera culling using these parameters. We have the angle culling and we have the distance culling. Currently it was set to 2000 meters, so it's basically bigger than the entire landscape, but let's set this to 500 and see how it looks. Now 500 is a little too close, so let's set this to 800. This is the threshold of 800 meters. And we can increase the blend distance to have a smoother transition between the selection and non-selection. But let's try setting this to something like 1. You see we have a sharp cut right here. But let's try setting this to 1000. So you see by increasing this max distance spread value, the density kind of gradually lower the further away from the camera.